I think with that, we are ready to go. And I'll see if Hao is here. Hao, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Great. So, and we see your screen, perfect. So without any further ado, please take it away.
Excellent. Hi, everyone. My warmest greeting from Copenhagen. I represent a company called TEGnology. Today, I'm going to tell you or challenge you why we should and how we could rethink power supply for the future IoT devices. Why should we do that? Why bother we do that? Everyone talks about IoT, Internet of Things, which is the basic or fundamental of digitalization, machine learning, and big data, so on and so forth. But few people think about the fundamental challenge here, how to power the more and more small devices. Up to 25 billion devices will be online by 2025. And you might think we can use batteries, we can use cables, but actually the batteries and cables are not the sustainable way for supporting the future IoT devices. Not only the cost of the battery itself is the manpower involving in the system and also accessible to the devices, especially in difficult to reach places. That is the limiting factor for the future IoT systems. And last but not least, it's due to that everyone uses batteries. Up to 78 million batteries will be changed every single day. In TEGnology, we're working on energy harvesting from the environment. To be more precisely, we convert temperature flow into electricity without moving parts, without chemical reactions, without noise. By providing more power in the entire lifetime of the sensor, we can generate more data. By avoiding changing batteries or dragging cables, we reduce the cost of establishing new IoT solutions. And now, by making the sensors autonomous, so we don't need to access to it anymore, we can install the sensors in impossible places as before. And indirectly, we can measure more precisely and optimize the efficiency of the process and therefore reduce CO2. Last but not least, we enable digital transition from asset sales to service sales. And this is not what we say. The idea was supported by Alfa Laval, a world-leading machinery manufacturer who claims that they need easy accessible connection point for the sensors on the machine, on some of their machines, which don't require electric to power or this electricity to power. We're not saying we should replace all the batteries, but we're mainly focused on three areas. Process monitoring. For example, here, Hofor is the utility company in the Great Copenhagen area. They see our solution to be the potential of digitalizing the energy transportation and monitoring, because the customer, like them, the best sustainable power or best sustainable energy form is to increase the efficiency of the existing energy systems. More specifically, we're talking about electrifying their underground pipeline district heating networks, where there's no cable, there's no, batteries doesn't last because the average lifetime of the underground pipeline will be 30 years, maybe 50 years, but there's naturally hot water and cold water. With that temperature difference, we can generate power to run sensors and send the data by wireless. A second interesting market is the predictive maintenance. Delveco, a partner company who says not only alternative to battery, but also enabling it for establishing new IoT. Novo Nordisk, one of our early customers, who use our self-driven Senseva hot temperature indicator to indicate the dangerous point of their production site, making the production site a safer place for their employee. And when you have such an enabling technology, it doesn't mean it's easy to sell the product. And here, it's not what the hell. The biggest problem is, where's the heat? Because the heat or the temperature flow is the only requirement we need to generate the power you need. And therefore, due to the lack of awareness and due to the lack of standardization on the market, we've decided to run into what we call a validation phase, where we, together with the potential customer, the corporates, to identify their unique use case. And after every single name of this list, a long list, there will be a very unique case where we can generate unique value for them. We combine advanced thermoelectric energy harvesting and power management into the product portfolio. Nowadays contains two products, a self-driven high temperature indicator, Senseva, and let's start with the Senseva. And when we launched that to the market, we also received feedback. People think it's very interesting, it's a brilliant idea, but instead of measuring temperature, can you also measure other things, for example, vibration or moisture or whatever? The answer was yes, but we need to do the adjustment of our product. It also came to us that if we really have to customize our product after every customer, it's not that effective. It's not scalable. So we've decided to make a universal power supply unit. It provides regulated power, which is called Senseva Alpha, because it doesn't care what sensor you're going to integrate into it and what the wireless transmitter you're going to integrate. We just give you a platform, a power supply platform. You can add your own sensor and sender. That's Senseva Alpha. And in every single unit of such device, there will be a component. It's like the engine of everything that does this conversion, heat to electricity conversion, which we refer to a component. And that's where technology's core competence lies. We have the IP on the sustainable material and the flexible design. And we also have secret know-how on a scalable manufacture. And that makes TEGnology energy company that we sell energy, even though it's a small energy for powering sensors, but it's energy. We are not only player on the market, and here is a list of selection of startups. All of them are startups, and the numbers in the parentheses are the funding that they have or the capital they have raised. So it's definitely a very interesting area. But due to the, as I mentioned, due to the lack of standardization and due to the lack of acceptance from the market, most of them have to come with a full integrated system, integrating energy harvesting, sensing technology, data transmission, even software interface, which make their solution sophisticated and also highly dedicated to a certain application. While TEGnology, we focus laser sharp on energy part. It's only power supply part, which make us very agile and actually also convert some of the competitors or potential competitors into potential customers. We would like to be the OEM, industrial OEM supplier. The current journey starts in 2020, where we redefine our market to be the IoT digitalization, and we have launched 2 products. We had a pending patent. We have also applied for trademark of the name. We are in the middle of our first round fundraising and looks positive. This year we will run the validation, which is well in the momentum. Then we'll also consolidate the supply chain. After that, we hope we will go into a faster growing stage. We have a small but dedicated team. Me, myself, was educated as an engineer, a science engineer, but also learned to do business in practice and from business schools. Hida, our COO, have the experience from the corporates, and she also challenged the rest of the team that not to describe everything with technical language. We need to focus on the market, focus on the customer. Jörg, our technical sales, also have solid technical background and sales experience. Dusan, a talented electrical designer, which we are very happy to headhunt from abroad. On top of that, we have professional advisory board. They are also ready to step into the formal board when we have the investors in place. With that, I thank you very much for your attention, and I'm happy to take whatever questions and discussions.
Thank you, Hao. Thank you very much. Let's see. I have no questions on the chat right now. But one thing that struck me was that it's hard to understand the size of those devices that you show. So how big is a SenseEver device? SenseEver is very small. It's something you can completely hold in your hand. Yeah. 5 centimeters in height and 3 in diameter. Okay, and can you give any indication of the cost to provide power per sensor or something like that? Can you give an idea? Well, when it's such a small power, it doesn't make sense that we sell it at the market price of the electricity. It's more the value created. But we're talking about, if we think about in let's say 10 years, how many batteries you need to change and how many manpower you need to involve, then we are very competitive. Great. Let's see. I don't see any other questions for now. I hope you can stay, Hao, because I think we should have a discussion afterward. Thank you so much, and please unshare your screen.